to week 2, and we've been discussing different kinds of theories regarding online and distance learning. Although online learning is becoming a mainstream method of delivery in higher education, faculty members may be reluctant to adopt it, and students may be hesitant to enroll in online courses. Both parties may fear change, lack needed technological expertise, be convinced that traditional methods are more effective, or simply prefer face-to-face instruction. However, most instructors and students can expect, or at least have some involvement in the pedagogy approach to technological learning, online distance learning in their future. Online learning has much potential for providing access to diverse populations of learners. Adjustments in pedagogy and a willingness to try new approaches are needed in order to help these learners, or any learners, be successful. And I decided to take a look or pull out the theories by Michael Moore, and he's one of the pioneers and leaders in the field of distance education, and currently he's the editor of the American Journal of Distance Education. Moore discusses 3 types of interaction in distance education. First is the learner-content interaction. Second, the learner-to-instructor interaction. And lastly, the learner-to-learner interaction. These categories seem to be pretty straightforward and easily understood. Moore argues for the importance of using a variety of media. With only one form of media, he says that interactions can only take place in one way. It is vitally important that distance educators in all media do more to plan for all 3 kinds of interaction that I just mentioned, and use the expertise of educators and communication specialists in both traditional media, which would include printed items, broadcasts, or recorded items, and then also the newer teleconference media. According to Moore, teachers and students in distance learning need to take into account 3 factors. Number 1 is dialogue, then structure, and learner autonomy. Dialogue refers to more than simply two-way communication, but takes into account all forms of interaction within the context of clearly defined educational targets, cooperation, and understanding on the part of the teachers, and ultimately it culminates in solving the learner's problems. Moore indicates the important consideration in this respect as it relates to the frequency of dialogue, but to its quality and the extent to which it is effective in enabling and the resolution of learners' problems and distant learners' things that they might experience. He feels that it provides a useful conceptual framework for defining and understanding distance education just in general. Moore's theory is particularly relevant as it offers a lens through which the researchers can assess the value of using the virtual classroom in online teaching to promote quality dialogue as a means of helping diminish learner perception for those who are learning through distance. I feel that some of the usefulness of this, number 1, as I mentioned earlier, it's very easy to understand, and it seems like almost common sense, the importance of just this intercommunication between these various aspects of the content and the learner instructor and the learner to learner. Dialogue and structure impact autonomy or the ability of students to make choices and be self-directed. And autonomous learning does not imply complete independence in the learning process, but rather a situation of collaboratory control in which the learners and the teachers work together to work out and learn the different designated tasks. And these are some of the pluses of what Morse theory touches base with. And I really didn't find anything that I felt like was negative or unuseful in his theory. Once again, it just seems like a lot of common sense, and it's just very, very important as we're designing, no matter what age group, that we take a look at Moore's theory-based approach and just understand the importance of interaction as we work on our classes and the things that we're producing to be used for online learning.